appreciate you guys jumping on this morning. So we're going to sort of go over some things in order. We are going to start 2025 with sort of a training session regarding CRs, Grundfos CR pumps. And so we're going to go from cradle to grave with CRs, and at the end of it, you will be doing some hands-on training to tear CRs apart and figure out how they work. And then there'll be a test on the CRs, on pressures and temperatures and warranties and how to log on to things and get everything done. So, so to start with today, I want to make sure that the team, I sent you guys a link in the email today, make sure that you guys could log on to the extranet. Grundfos extranet, and that's where we find our pricing and we find where our orders are at, so on and so forth. We'll be doing separate training on the extranet piece by piece, but I just want to make sure that everybody could actually log on today. So I'm going to share my screen a little bit just so you should see what it looks like.
I can log on, but it says I'm Chris Adelman. Does that make a difference?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So
I cannot log on.
And everybody, before we start saying I can't log on and I can log on and all that kind of stuff, that's why Larry's on the call today. Get with Larry today. And if you can't log on, this is something that everybody must have. It's mandatory that you know how to use this, and that you know that you again are able to log on and track your orders and get pricing, et cetera, et cetera. And today is about, again, I'll repeat, today is about just knowing that we have to get on this page. So you're going to get with Larry. You can see the extension right here, the URL extension up on the top of insert line there, the address line. And again, I emailed to everybody this. And so probably what you need to do, because there was a former Chris, you'll need to go and we'll go and get you to make sure you have the proper access. And you may not all have everything that I have up here. But again, we'll go over training, and starting tomorrow, we're going to actually get with Ashley DeRue is going to go over this front page for us. And she's going to talk to us about delivery complaints, order complaints, and also show us how to process a warranty return claim. So Larry, if you could ask your team to either attend the meeting, or we are recording these sessions. So Larry, when we get done, make sure that everybody watches the recording and or then knows how to process a warranty claim, or at least knows what pages to go through and how to get to things to process a warranty return. Again, not going.
Is Ashley in the 7:30 meeting tomorrow?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Yeah. And so not going over this page completely today, but you'll see once you get logged on, there's a lot of good stuff on the front page. And mostly important is probably the Grundfos inventory right here. And we can also send flip books out so that you can have pricing locally. I will be sending out the multiplier sheet for the year. All of this stuff is to stay in-house, so it doesn't go anywhere besides, for Hurley use only. We don't send price books out to our customers. It doesn't matter who requests it. Any of the wholesalers or anybody like that. We don't want pricing out on the internet, and then we don't want our multiplier sheet out with anybody, obviously, either. The multiplier sheets are sort of standard best warranty. If we have projects coming up, we can go work with Grundfos to see if we can get better pricing, and depending on the circumstances and jobs and competition and things like that, we might be able to get better pricing. So any questions on this so far? And Larry is the key guy to contact within Hurley. He's sort of our page champion, if you will, for this. And again, we'll go over some of the other stuff here. Once you get from the home page, you can go to the ordering page, and this is where you can actually type in part numbers and get our pricing. And then there's some other cool key features when you get in here. You can type in a part number for a pump, and not only will the pump come up, then in the bottom will flash some of the replacement parts and pieces and things like that. But again, we'll do a more extensive training on this here over time here. So so the next thing I wanted to show you guys, if everybody's good with that. Is GoGrunfos.com. This is our personal website. We Hurley Engineering made this. And so the couple key things on this is, one is the product families. I want you to know, since we're working on CRs, this has CR, CRN, CR, CRI, and CRN pumps. Those are different types of configurations for material codes. But this is a good idea to look at this if you're curious about the family, the pump family itself of CRs. Got the DP series and the CRE, which has got the VFD on it. But today we're going to focus on CRs. So a couple things on this that are really important that we're going to focus on today are product guides and I&O manuals. So we're going to look at the difference between the two. If I can get to the right sheet here. All right. So in Grundfos terminology, when we use the word product guide, it actually is the product. It is the family of pumps, and this booklet doesn't have the CREs in it. That would be a separate booklet for the product guide. So what the product guide has in it, and as you guys get to know CRs and as we test on this information, the product guide's pretty much got everything in it that that has to do with the pump. So if you have a question before you call the inside team or before you call Grundfos, more than likely about 99% of the stuff you need to know on a day-to-day basis using the 80-20 rule is in the product guide. And that's true of most manufacturers. Some manufacturers' product guides are better than others, but Grundfos does have really good, great product guides. And so you can see here, features and benefits, pump types, applications, product range. We'll go over here some of this in a minute. Technical data for each style of pump up to 64. This is a product guide, and there is another one that goes up to the complete range of 250 CR 255s. This is the one I pulled today. So product information. You can see in all these things, it starts to talk about the pumps themselves, pump energy index, which we'll go over that in another class, features and benefits. But to get familiar with this product line, it's a great place to start to read and get familiar with. And how I suggest that you sort of dive into these product guides all at once is, one, do it when you have an application. If you just pick this up tomorrow and you say, gosh, I'm going to read all the product guides, that's a good start, and it's good to print and know that you have it. But when you have a quote for a CR pump that goes out and on your behalf, pick this up and read it and see if you can't get to, like, as an example, page 5, I think it is, has an identification key. So this key is great to know and great to know where it's at, and you can take a screenshot of this and put it on your phone or your camera. So when you're out in the field, that you know when you get a product tag, what's on the product tag, what type of pump it is, and then you can tell what kind of seal it is, what the material code makeup is, et cetera, et cetera. And so going through this, you'll be able to then go back to the Grundfos page, and you'd be able to type in a part number and possibly get, make sure that this configuration code is right, get the pump quoted, and hand that information off to the inside sales team to make sure, one, it's not only that I'm asking you to do that so that you guys learn the product line, but if you're out in the field, you want to verify that it's right. right? You don't want to just give the inside team a task and say, or a ticket and say, hey, quote me a CR32 HQQE. If you know where the product tags are, where the product keys are and everything, then you're going to give specific information that you want back for the customer. So the chance that there's a couple people involved and that both people with sets of eyes are looking at it, that the customer is going to get what they want. They probably get it quicker because you've done the work prior to sending it in, right? And so you get better at it as you go. So again, the product guide, there's all the codes for the pumps, is, you know, the secret decoder ring here. But the product guide in general is where you can find a lot of what makes up a CR pump. The construction, you can learn what's in the pump. And you can see that maybe this one has you know, a certain kind of seal. I know up past the next, in this chamber, you can see that you'll learn as you take these apart that this section right here has a threaded in seal, pump head right in here. And if I can blow that up, it'd probably be easier. This part right here is threaded in, so that seal goes in one way. As we move to the larger CRs, they have in this section here, they have a top plate that goes over. And so that's a different way to put a seal can in. So the seals are a little bit different, but just knowing that is useful when you're out in the field and you can see a pump seal. You can see if it's threaded, or you can see if it's not threaded, then you know that's going to be a larger CR pump. Information about pump liquids and temperatures and compatibility. Now, they don't necessarily have a compatibility chart in here that is like the same as Parker Hannafin or anything like that, but they do have a suggested materials list and pump liquid and material code for the CRNs. And this